Ebony K. Williams. Saw you on the Breakfast Club and DJ Envy let you have it. And he was right to let you have it. She tried to clean up what she said, talking about she would only date the owner of a bus company. This Ebony K. Williams had a guest on called Iyanla. Iyanla, she used to have a show back in the days, and I think Oprah gave her start as far as the viewing audience on a mass level. So Iyanla was on Ebony K. Williams' show, and Iyanla asked her, "Would you date a bus driver?" And she said, "If he owned the company," something to that effect. And Iyanla said, "Well, you should date a bus driver. If he's hardworking, loves his mother, takes care of his family, stuff like that." She tried to go on the Breakfast Club and clean it up, but that's what you see in a lot of today's society. Um, as far as black women in particular, not to be stereotypical, but I can speak from personal experience when I haven't been doing so well. Um, you can kind of tell all of a sudden they lose interest, or you have a job that doesn't pay so well. They're probably Googling it. One of the first things women ask on a date is, "So, what do you do?" And they probably start thinking or pull out Google, "How much does that make?" And they either don't call back or, you can just tell the conversation, you can tell the shift in interest. And I'm like, okay, so this had nothing to do with me. And the problem with that is, it's okay to have standards and things like that, but the problem with that is money comes and goes. You can be rich Monday and be broke Tuesday. So what are you going to do? Keep breaking up with the guy every time he loses a job or makes a bad investment? You're just like, peace out. You're not the owner of the bus company. I only date owners of the bus company. That's not the correct way to look at things. It just isn't, because it has nothing to do with love. A date should not be like a job interview where you have to, go in there and think real hard and say what you think they want to hear so you can land the job. But it's just arrogant. It's just very arrogant. And it seems to mainly be in America. We grew up watching all these TV shows and watching these crazy rappers and trying to live their lifestyle. And you're sacrificing your own happiness trying to find a rich man. And I've known girls that have dated, some well off guys, and they weren't happy. After they see that the grass isn't greener on the other side, then they want to come back to the broke dude. And he's like, "Nah, I'm good now." You're like, "You didn't want me when I had nothing. Now all of a sudden you like me." What's changed? You know, it's crazy when someone tries to go back to somebody that like you're broke, and then they leave them because they're broke, and then they come back to them trying to get them back, and they're like, "Well, I'm still broke. Why do you like me now?" But it's just the way of the world, the way of America, and it's sad to see because a lot of good men are being passed up. Why? Because their bank accounts aren't deep enough. And why isn't being a bus driver good enough? I personally know a bus driver like in his 70s, and this guy can get women in their 20s. And even when he was younger, he was pulling all kind of women of all ages as a bus driver. He was a bus driver for over 20 years, I believe, and retired. These women just want to have a mansion. They want to have 5 cars. Why have 5 cars? You can only drive one car. You can only drive one car. You can't drive five. It's okay to have two just in case one breaks down. You got a backup. But 5 cars, why do you need 5 cars? Why do you need a house with 10 rooms? You can only sleep in one room at once. If you have guests over, I'm sure you don't have enough people in your house to need 10 rooms. But it just shows the arrogance of a lot of today's women. They get these high paying jobs and then they want to look down on you. Or you work at Jack in the Box. Okay, I work at Jack in the Box. And I don't deserve to be with somebody because I work at Jack in the Box. You can lose your position the very next day, just like the guy at Jack in the Box. Even if you're the CEO of a company, you can fall on hard times. I don't know why money plays such a big part in everything in this country. Money, money, money. It must be. I saw a video someone posted on Instagram. I forget the guy's name, but Dr. Boyce Watkins posted it. It was a video of this guy saying, when did someone asked him, when did black people change? And he said, when the music changed. And he was absolutely right. When the music started getting crazy, it's like black folks and even white folks and Hispanics started following. I remember listening to Alonzo Williams from the World Class Wrecking Crew, and he was talking about gangbanging didn't really get popping until N.W.J came out. When N.W. came out, it's like life started imitating art. People started feeling hard by the music they were listening to. You can't blame music totally for someone's action, but it does play a part. Music can either inspire, it can degrade, or it can uplift. And today's music, not much of it is uplifting at all. Not much of it is anything positive. But I'm kind of off topic. I'm just saying that there's been a shift in society. You know, back in the days, our grandparents and things like that, they both would work hard. You know, they both would struggle together. One didn't look down on the other because their check wasn't what they, maybe thought it should be. They still loved them. Love is supposed to be unconditional. It's supposed to be, I love you no matter what. It's not supposed to be, well, my love's based on what you just brought home. My love's based on what you're about to get next year. That's the wrong focus. Until we get our eyes off the wrong thing, then these marriages will continue to flop. The divorce rates will continue to soar because our focus is on the wrong thing. It's a materialistic society, and materialism should have nothing to do with a marriage or dating. You should look at the person's character, their qualities. You should be hardworking, but it shouldn't be based on how much money you get by being a hard worker. And I've seen it for years, and I didn't even know who this Ebony K. Williams lady was. I had never heard of her, but a lot of people can get money and get. Not saying she is, but I've seen it. A lot of people can get money and get arrogant real fast and start looking down on you, not want to help you because they feel like, well, I'm up here and you're down there. I will not help you. Pick yourself up by your bootstraps. No, that's not the correct way to look at things. I just don't like being around bougie people. Even if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't be bougie. I just wouldn't, you know. But that's the world we live in. This N.W.J, the world's most dangerous boxing platform, even though I'm addressing something that just irritated me. LSR forever. Make sure to comment, share, and subscribe. And let's make sure this page takes off like a car with the brakes off.